Welcome back, folks, to the final build for today in Horizon 5. This one I don't recall doing on YouTube for Horizon 5 back around 2021. I did have a setup for it, but I don't think I ever did a video, and I decided to do it because, you know, it's a fan favourite, it's a legend, the R34 Skyline. This one, compared to the build which I did back in 2021 in the game, which you can still get technically, this is better. Higher points, quicker acceleration, better handling, and better top speed. So across the board, it is a superior build. If you just want to grab the build, if you like what I've done visually, I know not having a wing does look stupid, but trust me, if you do want top-end speed, it makes a significant difference. So it's a sacrifice we unfortunately had to make, more like drag car style. So if you like what I've done aside from that, or even without the wing, then use the code 110-964-310. So 110-964-310. And then you can get exactly what I've done here, of course minus the livery, straight on your car. As far as the engine, you want the 3-litre race motor. As far as the driveline or drivetrain, I guess I should say, leave it standard. Of course, you've already got 4-wheel drive. Why you'd ever want to change that on a Skyline, I don't know. As far as the aero, these actually do make improvements to the speed, so I would recommend fitting some of the alternate aero. You don't necessarily have to go for top secret, I just like the way it looks. The Nismo one looks really good as well, kind of suits the mines. But like I said, just don't go for the racing one. That's the only one which I would avoid because it gives you too much downforce. Likewise with the wing, removing the wing does give you the best results. Certainly better results than fitting a bigger wing, that's for sure. Likewise with the rear bumper, you can go for different styles if you want to, and as with the side skirts as well. So you do have a lot of room for personalisation there. Kind of ironic that the R34 never had one of the big crazy wide bodies, kind of Need for Speed Underground style. As far as the tyres, of course, we've got the slicks, the wider tyres as well, wider track also, and for the rims, those are of course lighter. On this occasion, I am using the Wed Sports, which are like the Advans and the Dymags in terms of being super lightweight. As far as then the engine, nice and simple, there's not too much to fit, but get it up to 1,270 horses, which of course is the peak for this car. As far as the brakes, etc., of course, racing brakes, race suspension, race anti-roll, the full roll cage, and as you would assume, the full weight loss. And as you can see, of course, it is S2, incidentally, so you'd kind of expect that from a fully built Skyline. So the clutch is fitted, of course, the driveline as well. For the diff, that is racing spec, and finally for the transmission, I have gone for the 4-speed, because you do have nearly 1,300 horses, and after testing it in practice and making a few diff adjustments, etc., to suit the handling a bit more, yeah, 4 gears is more than enough. This car has so much power, so much torque, you don't need to be changing up and down through the gears all the time. So as far as the build, speaking of which, 2.3 to 60, 4.3 to 100, and on paper, 277 miles an hour, or a hair under. In reality, this will do 279, and if you extend the final gear a little bit more, you might even push 280 downhill. So it's properly quick. It certainly still lives up to its reputation. We've got 33 on the PSI. For the gearing, 2.4, 2.9, 1.92, 1.37, and 0.97, and then for the alignment, 2 degrees of camber, no toe on this one, 4 degrees of caster, so a bit more of an old school kind of build there. 33 for the anti-roll, springs are 150, 125, and the lowest ride height. As far as the dampers, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Aero, of course, does not apply. Brakes, I haven't changed. And for the diff, again, kind of the opposite of a lot of the mid-engine builds, which I've done, because this one doesn't like those kind of settings. So 80% on the front, 20% on the rear, and a 70% split. Some of you may still find it maybe a little too drifty or a little too twitchy, but I wanted to keep its maneuverability. I didn't want it to be so heavy that it just wouldn't turn corners at all. And obviously you don't want the car to be overly twitchy in the opposite direction, which is why I usually go for that 70% rear bias, because having 30% still going to the front wheels is plenty of grip, more often than not. So that's it for the build. Of course, now we'll jump out to the road, as we always do, and I can show you what this thing can do in practice. Now, I already alluded to the fact that it is a borderline 280 mile an hour car, and like I said, as with the other builds earlier on today, I'd never actually done, I don't think at least, a video in Horizon 5 for this car. I had done the R34 in previous games, I think maybe Horizon 3 or 4 maybe, and obviously I've always done a build for the car, I just didn't do a video for it here on YouTube. So you could actually download the 2021 build for this one, as well as the 2025 if you search up HSG. There are, as I've said before, other people who pretend to be my tunes by putting that in the title, so just make sure you download the right one. As long as it's from me, Corrupted Disc, you know that it's my actual build, of course. And speaking of which, if you follow my storefront in the game, then you can see all of the builds. I should imagine my liveries and everything are probably still there as well. Basically everything I've done in the game. and of course follow the channel here if you prefer to do the build yourself and make some changes, especially with a car like this. You know, the aero isn't going to suit everyone, different wheels, different wing, all that kind of stuff. So if you do decide to use it, I hope you enjoy it, stick around for more, and thanks for watching.